everyone! Today's video is kind of like the pilot episode of what I'm trying to do with my channel. I want to try and incorporate more color into more of my videos, especially with spring and summer coming up. I want to give you guys something with more pops of color, like today's look where it's more neutral, but I incorporated a little bit of color onto the lid. And I also want to do some where it's just like full on, like neon bright colors, like multiple different shades and hues and all that going on. So I hope you guys like this video. Give it a thumbs up if you do, and if you want to see how I got this look, then just keep watching. Bye. Okay, so to start off this look, I'm just going to be blending some warm colors into my crease. So I'm going to be taking my Morphe 350 palette and just these two shades. They're just like neutral warm browns. And I also do already have all of my foundation and stuff on just to kind of help this run along a little more quickly, so I'm not sitting here talking to you about the basic stuff that we already know how to do. But if you do want a video on how I do my foundation or contour and highlight, then just let me know. Okay, so I went ahead and I finished blending those. Make sure they're really thoroughly blended into that upper crease, because when you're working with bright colors or just like any sort of color, you really want to make sure everything is unblended. You don't want any harsh lines, because when you're doing a colorful look, you're already going to have a lot of attention going to the eyes. You don't want any unwanted or bad attention when it comes to that. So and then just to give my crease some more depth, I'm going to be taking my Naked Basics palette. I'm just going to be taking the color Faint, which is just a darker tone than the two original blending colors we started off with. So for the crease shades, you could stop there if you want. You also could have stopped before I even put the darker colors on. It's totally up to how dark you want to keep this. But I'm just going to go ahead and deepen it up a little bit more. Same palette, the color Crave. I just want it to be a little bit darker, but you can totally make this more of a day appropriate look just by not adding the darker colors into your crease. So I'm just going to do the same thing, same technique, just with a darker color. Alright, I apologize about the changing shadows and stuff like that. The sun keeps going in and out behind clouds and it's just creating kind of a messy situation for me, but I'm learning to work with it, so I apologize if it's weird or anything, but we're just going to move on from that. Alright, so for the colors, I'm going to be using this Victoria's Secret Hello Bombshell makeup kit. It's basically one of the only palettes I have that contain color. Most of my palettes are all neutrals, whereas this does have some color in it, which is why I really like to use this. And the colors aren't that bad for being from Victoria's Secret, who aren't really known for makeup. They're more lingerie and all that. But you could probably get a lot of these colors very similar from NYX, which you could find at Ulta if you're looking for anything like these. But this is a totally customizable look, so don't worry. I'm going to go ahead and take, I don't want to blind you guys, this peach color right here that has a little divot in it. I'm going to take that and I'm just kind of going to put that all over my lid for just a little bit of a base shimmer. Alright, so I'm going to try and incorporate as many springtime tones as I can without it being overwhelming. So I'm going to go ahead and take this light purple right there. And I'm just going to focus that more on the inner corner just to kind of brighten up the look while also adding some color. Alright, and then for the center of my lid color, I'm going to be taking this medium toned purple right there, which is just a few shades darker than the one we just put in the center or in the inner corner. And I'm also going to mist my brush just because then the vibrancy will be a lot better than when it's dry, which is a good tip if you're using any sort of metallic shadows. It will just help it look more vibrant. So I'm going to go ahead and just dunk that into the shadow and place that on the center of my lid, right at the top of my eyeball. Okay, so I also went in with a little bit more of the color Crave, which we put in our crease. And just because of all the blending that we're doing and all the applying colors, blending, applying the lid colors, I lost some of that intensity, so I just kind of went back in and fixed that up. So you can either leave this look like this, which is very beautiful in my opinion. I love the way it just opens the eyes with that pop of color. But if you want to take it one step further, like I'm going to do, you can go ahead and add some glitter. Can't really see it. Oh, well, there we go. It is the Ulta Glitter Eye Top Coat in Fairy Princess. It's more of like a pinky champagne based color. So for that, I would do the same as the lid color, spritz it so that way it has something to adhere to. Okay, so as you can see, I didn't add a lot of glitter. I didn't want it to be super sparkly like a New Year's Eve or a nighttime sort of look. I wanted to keep it a little bit lighter. I'm going to try and do the same with my eyeliner. I don't want to have a super thick line to kind of weigh down the eyes. I want to keep this very fresh and eye-opening while still having a little bit of drama and color. So I'm just going to take my e.l.f. cream eyeliner and then also their eyeliner brush. I'm just going to do a very thin line right along the left. This is the liner. As you can see, it's nothing dramatic, just a thin black line to define my eyes, as I mentioned before. So for this look, you can wear lashes if you want to be more bold and out there. I would definitely say like some nice light wispy, like the Ardell Demi Wispies would be gorgeous with this look. But I don't have any eyelashes available except for the ones on my eyes. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply some mascara, obviously curl them, and then I'll be right back to finish up the look. So for the lower lash line, I'm just going to take the two neutral browns right here. The two neutral browns I used initially for my crease. I'm just going to take a little bit of each and sort of blend it into my lower lash line, going no more than 2/3 the way into the eye, and also connecting it up to the darker crease shades. So I really am trying to keep the lower lash line pretty light. I don't want it to be super heavy and kind of close in my eye rather than opening it. I'm trying to do a dramatic yet eye-opening look, if that makes any sense. So then I'm just going to go in with that, trying to do the Victoria's Secret, and then I'm just going to grab one of their highlighting shades, this lighter champagne, and I'm just going to mix it with a little bit of the pink and purple shades just to kind of tie in that springtimey sort of feel. I'm just going to highlight the inner corners. Alright, so once I blended in that inner corner highlight, I went ahead and also just put some mascara on my lower lashes. And now for lips, I'm going to be mixing two shades. They're both from the NYX Butter Lipstick line. One is called Sugar Wafer and the other one is called Fun Size. As you can see, this one's a little bit more peachy and this one's a bit more pink, so together they just create the perfect nude that's not going to wash out anyone of my skin tone. If you're darker than me, this would probably be a little bit too pale, but just basically find your favorite nude and this would be perfect for this. Alright guys, so this is the finished look. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was my first kind of springtime tutorial. I'm hoping to do some more. I want to do one incorporating a lot more color, a lot more pastel blues and pinks and greens and purples, so look forward to that. I'm definitely going to try and get some more of those in. If you like this, give it a thumbs up, let me know what you want to see, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!